What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OG coming to you live from a small island off the coast of Costa Rica known affectionately as Site B, here on Monday, May 1st, 2023. It's about 12 o'clock noon. I should be outside weeding, but I'm waiting for the sun to creep out a little bit more. It looks like we might get some sunshine here on the coast of Ventura. Yay, sun. It's time to take a look at the tabletop role-playing game news of the week because it's Monday, but specifically Wizards of the Coast news. So let me know what you think. I'm trying a new format here. If you like it, let me know. If you think it's dumb, let me know. In the past, I've just sort of shotgunned the news out, sometimes to the point where I'm talking faster than my brain can catch up, and I end up saying things like blah, 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 blah. And we know I'm good at that. So I've decided to separate the news on Mondays from Wizards of the Coast news, or This Week in Stupid, and other news, i.e. every other company who knows what they're doing. So we already did the news of the week for all the other companies, with the exception of maybe Paizo, pretty much know what they're doing. Now let's look at This Week's in Stupid from Wizards of the Coast. So we're following up on some previous stories, and we got some brand new stories. So story number one, the big story, of course, is the Wizards of the Coast, Magic the Gathering, Pinkerton Detectives, Old School MTG fiasco. Now, of course, we don't know the full story. We only know what Old School MTG has told us. And we know the fact that Wizards of the Coast didn't respond until almost a week later. Yes, they posted up not an apology, but an explanation. And basically in this explanation, they said two things, both of which are kind of sus. Now, the first thing is that they claim they contacted Old School MTG several times before they took the actions. I don't know if they contacted him by phone, email, letter, semaphore, smoke signal, lone hawk, telepathic. But if you look at the articles and you look at what Old School MTG said, there's no mention as of yet that they contacted him. Now, when we talked about this last week, we talked about something known as chain of evidence. Now, if Wizards of the Coast has the documented proof saying that they sent these, even if they went to Old School MTG's spam folder and he never checks it, Wizards of the Coast can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt we contacted him. We contacted him. We did everything we could to contact him. He refused. Therefore, we contacted the proper authorities. We had our lawyers do his thing. Except, of course, they didn't do that. They didn't do the logical thing. They sent hired goons. Now, some people have tried to justify that, but basically there's absolutely no reason why they should have. If the law was in their favor and everything this guy did was 100% wrong, or even 90% wrong, or even 50% wrong, and Wizards of the Coast claims that they contacted him, then, yeah, they have a case. And then they could have just said, attorney, do this, police, do this, not send thugs, especially not now. Now, the second thing that they mentioned in the letter is that the reason why they went after this guy is because he broke the embargo on the cards. He broke the embargo on the cards. Now, I'm pretty sure that's not what he did, because let's look up the definition of embargo and see if I'm wrong. Embargo, an order of a government prohibiting the departure of commercial ships from its ports. Yeah, no, I don't think he did that. A legal prohibition on commerce, a trade embargo. So that would mean that there's a trade embargo on Wizards of the Coast so that they can't make product right now for sale. There is no trade embargo on Wizards of the Coast. An order by a common carrier or public regulatory agency prohibiting or restricting freight transportation. Maybe. Because if you follow the story, he bought the cards from another guy who got the cards from a distributor who got them from Wizards of the Coast. Because, see, the way it works is it leaves Wizards of the Coast production. It goes to Alliance or Diamond or whoever. Then the game store contacts Alliance or Diamond or whoever and says, send me so many cards. And then they send so many cards to the game store, and then the game store sells it to him. So even if he ordered them online, the same thing. Unless he ordered them directly from Alliance, that's the thing. Now, as for Wizards of the Coast claiming, oh, no, those cards weren't supposed to be in the box, I know for a fact that happens all the time. Moving on to story number 2 in Wizards of the Coast stupidity. You might have remembered a few weeks ago, a movie came out called Honor Amongst Thieves. And part of the Honor Amongst Thieves publicity was free stuff. Posters, popcorn, toys, stuff like that. One of the things was this poster. This poster was floating around. The poster was done by Jeff Easley. Jeff Easley wasn't even given a copy. He had to go get one from the movie theater, and they took his name off of it. Why would you take his name off of the art? I don't know. His name was right down here, and they took it off. So I guess Wizards is claiming they made this art. And then Wizards, somebody who may or may not be associated with Wizards of the Coast, tried to apologize for this. And he was in apologizing for it. He was talking about how they removed Larry Elmore's name from this product. Larry Elmore isn't the guy who drew it. It's Jeff Easley. Jeff Easley. And his name is not on it. He wrote it. So what is Wizards of the Coast explanation? Who knows? They say it was Paramount. Paramount says it was them. Blah, 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 blah. Is there any reason to? Copying an artist's signature out of an illustration can occur when the original image meets the layout artist. Every artist working in publication knows that cropping where the image is trimmed can occur in this instance. So they could have cropped his name out if it was like here in the corner, but it wasn't. His name is right here. So how would you crop that out but still leave this little crevice here? So, yeah, you can't say it was cropped out. Now, if it was down here by Doric, her back, or up here by the dragon, or on the side, yeah, but no, it wasn't. It was right here, right here. We have the original picture. It was right here. They just digitally removed his name for no reason other than Wizards of the Coast. Now, friends, if you've been following me for I love, as well as some other people, you know that one of my many theories about Wizards of the Coast is they really need to hire somebody whose job it is to prevent them from making this kind of mistakes. Well, I guess Wizards of the Coast was listening, because if we look at this week's Help Wanted, thank you, Tanker, and thank you, Mar Hockman, and thank you, DM Kurt, for all posting this to me. They have invented a brand new job. So now they're looking for applications for the Director of Strategic Response Communications. Director of Strategic Response Communications. Let's look that up in the interweb and see what that means in English. Oh, Internet, what does that mean? According to LinkedIn, this is the first time they've ever seen it. Anybody else ever seen this? Nope. Let's see. Here's one from LinkedIn. And LinkedIn says, nope, this is the first time we've ever seen it. Here's one from a company called Workolo, where somebody asks, what is this job? And Workolo responds, the same thing. All they say is, yep, here is the link to the Wizards of the Coast thing, and we've never heard of it before. So what could this be? What could this made-up name be? Because we know my newest theory in regards to Wizards of the Coast is there's nobody at Wizards of the Coast who has an actual job. Everybody at Wizards of the Coast is a director or a vice president or something, but nobody actually does any actual work. There's no Jane in copying or Phil in accounting or, Susan the mail girl or Stephanie, the transgender person who picks up the phones. None of those people exist. There's no normal office people at Wizards of the Coast. There are people whose jobs are Director of Strategic Response Communications, because this week's in Wizards of the Coast stupidity, they have invented a brand new position that up till now did not exist. And what are your requirements for this? You will have to have demonstrated 8+ years of gaming-related corporate communications and public relations experience in-house or at an agency or a blend of both. 8 years in a job that didn't exist until last week. The closest thing is gaming-related public relations. So instead of saying, we are looking for a press secretary, we are looking for a public relations manager, we are looking for somebody who will handle our media, nope, they have invented a position that up to now did not exist. And one of the requirements is you have to have 8 years of experience in this job that did not exist. You also have to demonstrate the ability to develop and implement communication strategies, i.e. talk to people. You have to experience with rapid response and crisis management communications, i.e. the next time Kyle Brink says something stupid, it's going to be your fault. You have to have established relationships with a broad range of media contexts with an astounding depth in gaming media. Have you ever read or written an article for any one of the respectable gaming medias out there? And no, we don't mean the respectable video game meetings, though that could get you through the door. We mean, like Polyhedron. You need to be able to work cross-functionally with sound business judgment in a fast-paced and ambiguous situations. We don't know what stupid thing we're going to do next, and it's going to be your job to stop us. You have a passion for measurement and analysis to drive results and prioritize work. Hey, look at all these horrible numbers we brought up for our stock. You need to come up with ways we can fix that, and you've got 5 years to do it. Outstanding oral and written communication skills, i.e., don't be Kyle Brinks, don't be Jeremy Crawford. You need to be proficient in Microsoft Office. You need to have some experience with tabletop gaming. You have to have a passion for Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. You have to have experience working at a publicly traded company preferred. No private stuff. And you must continuously champion, promote, and advance diversity, equality, and inclusivity. Because we're Wizards of the Coast, the diverse, inclusive company who has won awards for our ethics, but is currently being sued for harassment, who didn't put an artist's name on an artwork and has failed to put any of our product in any other language other than English. But yeah, we're diverse. What you will do, you will communicate on the strategy and process with business partners. You will appropriately handle roadblocks that impact extraction. I don't even know what that one means. Sure, physically, the guy has to push. I don't even know. I think you're just making stuff up. Lead the strategic development, blah, 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 build part. Yeah, the same thing. Okay, so basically, Wizards of the Coast has made up a job. That job is press secretary / public relations expert / media person. That person's job is going to basically be, whenever we fuck up, you need to find ways to make it sound like we didn't fuck up. And every time anything goes wrong, we're going to blame you. If you want to apply for this job, it's at wizardsofthecoast.com under, where did I find it? Boards, Greenhouse, IO, Wizards of the Coast, jobs number 66680. 66680 is the job number. You can find it on boards.greenhouse /Wizards of the Coast /jobs. If you want to apply, that is what they are looking for. Should I apply? I should, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should. I'm going to apply. What do you think? Any of you out there think you're qualified? I think Yo Dono is looking for a job. Yo Dono, you want this job? You want to be the director of strategic response communications? What about you? DM Kurt, do you need a job? You, Steve the cat, do you need a job? I'm sure there's somebody out there who has an experience in handling, the forest fires of some wannabe star guy, like is the person who used to do the Kardashians press, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so that's this week in this week's in Wizards of the Coast stupid. We also know Wizards of the Coast recently released the latest round of the playtest, possibly the last round of the playtest, considering January is only a hop, skip, and a jump away, and it is tons of new stuff, weapons and armor and spells and classes, and depending upon who you ask, the stuff is either brilliant but too hard, meh, or too hard. So some people say they've made fighters too easy. Other people say they've made it too hard. But generally, it's just like, okay, here's stuff and whatever. Does our playtest even count? Because we know you're just going to do whatever you're going to do. And we have no idea what Dungeons & Dragons 2024 is going to look like, or even what it's called, because you haven't given us the name. We just know what it's not. And we know even though it's 100% backwards compatible, we have to buy brand new books, which therefore means it's not 100% backwards compatible. But don't worry, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, don't worry. Don't worry. Just take a breath. Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro have everything under control. Q1 numbers just came out last week. So we know how much money Wizards of the Coast has made since the end of December 2022 up till the beginning of March 2023. Now, not one, not two, not three, but 4 catastrophic events hit Wizards of the Coast from January 2023 to the beginning of March 2023. But don't worry, they came out ahead. They came out ahead. They want you to know that they came out ahead. If you just look at the numbers from Q1, you can see that between 2022, January through March, and 2023, January through March, Wizards of the Coast managed to lose almost $6 million. Wait, what? Oh, Wizards of the Coast sales are down 86%. Wizards of the Coast gross income is down 96% from this time last year. And best of all, in all-out sales regards to Hasbro and how well Hasbro is doing across the world with all its multiple licenses, not just Magic and D&D, but Peppa, Transformers, Power Rangers, Lego, whatever it is, all of them, Barbie, all of them. Negative 100% from this time last year. Negative 100. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's not good. That's bad, right? Negative numbers are bad. Negative numbers mean you lost money, Wizards of the Coast. Somehow, Hasbro, Wizards of the Coast, between this time last year and now, you managed to lose 96% profits. So that means, in simple English for all of you out there, if Wizards of the Coast made $1 last year, you subtract 96 cents from $1, they made 4 cents this year. 4 cents. Yes, that's a very dumbed down version of math, and it's probably wrong, but you get the general idea. So even though Wizards of the Coast wants you to know everything okay, Hasbro wants you to know that everything okay, they're not selling off Transformers. They didn't just sign a deal with Mattel to cross promotion. The distributors in Japan are not angry at them. They are not being sued by harassment. They are not being investigated by the district attorney. Everything is okay at Hasbro. Everything is okay at Wizards of the Coast. And the new director of strategic response communications will come forward and let us all know how everything is okay sometime before Q2. And as for that whole OGL thing and this crashing of D&D Beyond, that was fine. And the whole D&D Direct disaster, oops, my titties fell out. Yeah, that was no. And the whole creative consultant communication conference thing that you fell up. No, that's fine. And the Wizards of the Coast Pinkerton thing. No, that's okay. We're fine. Everything's fine. Just want you to know, Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro are fine. Fine. The spies are. They're not fine, but they want you to know they're fine. Well, that's it. What do you think of the new format? Let me know. Do you like me separating the Wizards of the Coast news and the regular news, or would you rather me go back to the old format where they just shotgun all the stories down your throat at the exact same time? Now, I mean, let's face it. We probably talk about at least Wizards of the Coast at least once a day, every day, because God forbid a day could go by without them doing something stupid like removing the artist's name, getting the artist's name wrong, and then blaming it on cropping, even though the name was no place where cropping would affect it. Even I know how cropping works, and I'm the most computer illiterate person in the world. That's it. Let me know what you're thinking. Hey, it's DM Kurt. Everybody say thank you, DM Kurt, for sending me all that amazing food, because you either love me or you're trying to kill me. That's it for the news for today. If you appreciate the new format, let me know. If you don't appreciate the new format, let me know. If you ever want to hear me talk about Wizards of the Coast ever again, too bad. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, please subscribe. Help me hit 2,000 subs by the end of the year. And don't forget, this is my job, so if you're feeling generous, please consider supporting me. Or if you got weird food you want me to try, contact me and maybe we can work something else. Till next time, I'm the OG GM, and if you want to apply for this being the Director of Strategic Responsive Communications, let me know and I'll send you the link. Till then, I'm going to apply. See ya.